Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Relationship Advice and it's by user ThrowArrayUnsureGF83. My 28 male fiance, 25 female, wants to end our relationship because she thinks I tricked her into us living with my female friend, 28 female. We've been together for 6 months and even though it seems fast, I know she's the one. She loves me just as much, but lately we've been having a problem. Background: she was taking care of her grandfather with dementia and couldn't do it anymore. He was becoming increasingly combative and has now been placed in a memory care facility. Now, she is on disability and I work. I offered to let her stay with me. My lease ended 4 months ago, so for the past 4 months, we've been living in my car while finding a new place. I'm from a city in the southern area of the state and we were making regular trips down to visit my friends. I had a job but I was unhappy and about to quit because I knew I could easily get back into my old job. A couple of weeks ago, she suggested that we move to my city because she had nothing holding her where we were and she said that she noticed I was unhappy in her city and seemed happier in mine. So we got to my city and I told her that there was a female friend of mine who will let us stay with her for a few days. My fiance and her don't know each other except for a couple of brief meetings. It's been 2 weeks that we've been staying with my friend now and my fiance and I got into a very heated argument this morning. She blew up at me and said that she didn't sign up for this. She said that she feels like she's watching me have a life with another woman and wants to end the relationship and go back to her city. I've asked her to just hold on. I'm trying to get a few paychecks because I just started back at my new job as soon as we got here. She said no, that she was tired of watching me build a life with another woman. To be fair, I guess I can see why she feels like this. My friend is a single mom and she has asked for my help a lot so far. I moved a chair for her, taken out the trash, cut her grass, opened jars, and watched her son. My fiance and I were both raised with traditional family values, and she feels like my friend is asking too much of me. I feel like I'm just helping her out in exchange for a place to stay for a while. I've been paying her though. I think my fiance is being ridiculous, but she said she's suspicious of my friend's intentions because of her asking me for help all the time. She said she's heard that if another woman is constantly needing a man's help, she's doing it with the intent to steal him. I've tried telling her that I'm not going anywhere, but she's mad because she said she feels like I'm putting myself in a situation where my feelings for my friend could be romantic. She said she feels like I don't care about her point of view. She's made it clear that she doesn't exactly like my friend because she knows what she's up to and doesn't appreciate me just brushing it off. I did this so we'd have a roof over our heads and honestly, because I feel like because I work, I deserve to have a place to rest. My fiance said that it's been a couple of weeks and that it seems like I'm becoming complacent and don't want to leave or will decide that I don't. She said if I decide to become roommates with my friend, she's definitely leaving. She acknowledged that it's her issue to deal with, but that she's been feeling jealous because she's been watching me do things for another woman and eating another woman's cooking. She hasn't had the chance to do any of that for me because of our situation, and she said that she's afraid that I will choose my friend over her because of this. She said she feels like my friend is too close and she doesn't like it that she knows what other women get up to and that I'm just ignoring her concerns. I just don't know what to do anymore because I want her here with me, but she seems very unhappy. I don't want her to go back to her city because there's no one there for her. She has a lot of friends who have effed her over and I just want her here with me and I want us to have a life, but she seems very unhappy. I'm not really sure what to do to resolve this. Well, OP, I don't think you have anything to resolve here. She clearly doesn't want to stay and like you said twice in your last paragraph, she is very unhappy. And of course you can't force her to stay, so if she wants to leave, she can leave. She's old enough to decide if she wants to go back to her old town. And on this point, the alternatives are staying with you and your friend and being unhappy or going back to her old city with her sucky friends. But here's the thing, the kicker is the unhappy word. Living with you is making her unhappy and this is only 6 months into the relationship, which is another whole thing. You guys are engaged only 6 months into the relationship with everything that you've lived through. OP, I really think you guys should just call it and say, okay, we need to focus on ourselves and we need to move on. Now, there's just one thing that I'm having a problem with. You mentioned that after 2 weeks of living with your friend, she said she didn't sign up for this. And in the title, you say that she feels like you tricked her. So my question is, why does she feel tricked? Why didn't she sign up for it? Because you just mentioned that she's angry that you're having some sort of an additional life with your female friend and all of that stuff, but you don't mention if you made any promises that were broken. So yeah, that part kind of makes me feel uneasy. But in any case, OP, I think this relationship is done and you guys just need to move on from each other. And what do you guys think about this whole thing? How would you deal with it if you were in OP's shoes? Let me know in the comments section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. Perfect Delivery 509 says, so you're 28 years old, were living in your car and got into a relationship with a woman with a ton of baggage and issues, agree to marry her after 6 months and she might be crazy. Do you ever look back and wonder where it all went wrong? My suggestion would be to work on yourself, don't be near homeless, find a career or trade that leads somewhere, and maybe think about what you want in a partner. It's not too late to be more than you are and date someone on your level. After 6 months, you don't know this woman. The first 6 months are all about the honeymoon period. You guys should be banging and riding that high that comes with a new relationship. Right now, you are living with a single mother friend and dealing with either an overly jealous girlfriend, or you are unaware that you are suddenly moving on to your friend and your girlfriend is right to be passed. I think it's pissed. In any case, I wish you luck. It sounds exhausting. And OP responds, the original plan was for us to live in the car and get a gym membership. She said she knew that we would be there for a few days and she was fine with that. I understand as well as she does that we should be helping her out, but it is becoming an everyday thing. Also, I will be honest and admit that my friend has not really tried to engage her at all. We usually go into her room and talk, and my girlfriend is not invited. I haven't said anything to my friend because I don't want us getting kicked out. She ends up watching my friend's kid. She has not really tried to get her to know at all. I should have clarified that most of her friends are in situations where they cannot help her because they are in HUD housing. I've met some of her other friends and they don't seem like good people. She said that she has other friends who are willing to help her out and a brother-in-law and her sister who are willing to help her out. I don't want her to leave though because I don't want her to get into a scenario where she gets kicked out or something and I can't help her. I guess I should have said that. Also, I agree that I have been a bit neglectful. As soon as I get off work, I usually go into my friend's room and we end up talking about our day. Then I spend maybe an hour on the computer doing work stuff and then I go to sleep. My girlfriend said that she's unhappy with the entire scenario and that she just wants to leave, but again, if I let her leave, I don't know what would happen to her. I feel like all I've done is try to help her and she doesn't want it. She said she understands that I'm working a lot, but it's not an excuse to neglect our relationship or let my friend exclude her. She also said that she's upset with me because I've made no attempt to do anything about my friend excluding her. I get that she's unhappy, but I don't know what else to do here. Evil Finch says, you should let her go if she wants to go. She is unhappy. She is sitting in an apartment with your friend who ignores her. You work the whole day and the little free time goes to your friend. You say yourself that you want to stay there for several paychecks, so a few months. You rushed this relationship as if you are a teenager. You didn't even knew this woman and you lived with her. Was this a savior thing? But you just hurt her right now. Even if it is her issue, the situation makes her crazy and you can't change the situation. You don't want to let her go for selfish reasons, but actually you also don't spend time with her. Let her go. You can still stay in contact, and if you have a steady life again, you can ask her to try again. And that you also don't see how it feels that your friend totally ignores her, never asks her for the favors, just you, even such small things. And as soon as you come home, you go to your friend. And you say that you pay for staying there, so why pay with favors for your stay and lose the little time? You also wrote your daily plan and there was no time for your girlfriend? And Opie responds, I'm planning on getting a place for the both of us, but as I said, I want to save up a few paychecks. I was planning on staying in the car with her after these couple of weeks, but I'm honestly thinking about asking my friend to stay a little longer. I understand how it may seem messed up that my friend ignores her, but I want us to have a place to stay right now. I just don't want to not be able to help her if something goes wrong because she is disabled. She has suggested maybe living apart for a while and then seeing if things are more stable in a few months, but I need her here. Without her, this whole thing collapses because I will not be able to afford an apartment without her. She has said that maybe I should just stay on with my friend and be roommates with her, but according to my friend, that can't happen. My girlfriend said that she doesn't even understand what I brought her here for and that she feels like she sticks out like a sore thumb. She has even said that she wonders if her being gone would change my friend being okay with me being roommates with her. I just worry about what would happen to her if I let her go. And Snoowords4839 says, I think you should end this relationship too. Send her to her sisters and you straighten out your own life. Never move in with someone without dating for a year first. And Opie responds, yeah, I think I'm just going to let her get her own place. She was saying that she wanted to do that and wanted me to move in with her, but we talked about it this morning and she said that after the way I've acted, she doesn't know if she can trust me around other women. The thing that she was upset about the most was that I was going into my friend's bedroom to talk to her. It's not like we were doing anything. We were leaving the door open, but whatever. She said that normally she could understand why it looked like she was being controlling, but the fact is we have not been together that long and she doesn't know this other woman. To be fair, I do have a lot of female friends and I talk about them a lot. She just said that she's uncomfortable with the close relationship that I have with this friend without including her. She's also uncomfortable with the idea of me having this many close female friends that she doesn't know. Some of them don't live nearby anymore, but she said that because she has not been with me that long, she doesn't know if she can trust me not to cross boundaries with them since I've acted the way I have with my friend. She ended it with me this morning and she's going to be looking for a new place. Opie's edit. My fiance said that she feels like I tricked her into this because I did not discuss this with her. She said that she knew that we would be staying for a few days, but not this long. She said that she now thinks that I discussed this with my female friend before moving down here and did not tell her how long we would be staying and therefore took away her choices. She said that if she had ever known it was going to be this long, she would never have agreed to come with me. I didn't plan this behind her back, it just sort of happened, but that's what she thinks and I can't change her mind. She has said that maybe she's not ready for a relationship, but I'm reluctant to let her go. She has also said that she's thought maybe I'm not at a point where I should be having a relationship right now. She said that she doesn't feel like I have time for one. She said that it would be better for us to just split now since it's only been 6 months rather than months or years down the road. She has tried explaining to me that sometimes things just don't work out, but as I said, I'm reluctant to let her go. Okay, is it just me or did Opie's responses just make him look like an ass? I mean, he basically said that he moved in his girlfriend to this other lady's house to be the babysitter, while he goes into his friend's room to talk. Anyways, we have an update to this story, but not your typical update. This one was written by Opie's ex-girlfriend. She found the post and set things straight. But before we move on with that, here's another one of my playlists that I'm sure you can enjoy after this video. Now let's move on with the update. This post is also from the subreddit Relationship Advice and it's by user throwaway123456789. Update. My 28 male fiance 25 female wants to end our relationship because she thinks I tricked her into us living with my female friend 28 female. Hi, I'm providing this update because I'm almost sure this is about me and my ex. The details are too fitting. Anyway, yes, I suggested we move down to his city. I said we could start looking for a place immediately. It's true that I agreed that we would live in a car and get a gym membership. He waited until we got down there to tell me that we would be staying with a female friend of his for a few days. I was fine with that. A few days turned into 3 weeks. He completely neglected me and our relationship suffered. I get that he's adjusting to a new job, but that's no excuse. Every time his friend needed something, he would jump right up. He was so busy kissing her ass that he didn't have time for me. He expected me to clean her house. I refused to be a maid, especially when I wasn't even given a choice in being there. I presented the idea of us living apart for a while until he got more established. He wouldn't hear of it. He would follow me outside to prevent me from calling anyone, and even snatched my phone out of my hands every time I tried. He wouldn't even sleep unless I was with him because he was afraid of me sneaking off, as he put it. He kept saying he needed me there because he loves me and needed me to get a place. It was obvious after a while that he just wanted me there because he wouldn't be able to get a place without me. I'm sure he's probably just going to stay with her, but I don't care anymore. It's not my concern. It became clear to me that he didn't care about what I wanted. He wanted to do whatever he wanted and just expected me to deal with it. He would accuse me of being rude to him and his friend. This is despite the fact that she completely ignored me. Even when I was standing right next to him, she would act like I wasn't there and only talk to him. He made no attempt to fix it. It also became clear to me that she expected him to act like dad to her son and act like a partner to her. He couldn't understand why I seemed jealous, even though the minute we arrived, he stopped touching me and started ignoring me. He started doing her favors and spending all his free time with her. Then, when I brought it up, he said I was making baseless accusations. He tried to excuse the times they closed the bedroom door by saying her son closed it. Be that as it may, he should have immediately opened it. This happened twice, yet he couldn't understand why I didn't trust him. I waited until he calmed down by pretending everything was cool. Then when everyone went to sleep, I took his fob, got my stuff out of the car and ordered an Uber. I went to a hotel and then got a bus ticket the next day. I'm staying with a friend in my hometown until I find a new place. Of course, he blew up my phone, so I just blocked him, but not before telling him it was over. He seems like a player anyway. Most of his friends are women, and he was also friends with his ex, who he talked about constantly. He never shut up about his female friends. A few of that he told me that he considered dating in the past. I just wasn't happy and he refused to let me break up with him. He was showing a lot of red flags and I was done. I've learned my lesson about moving in with someone I hardly know. I'm just glad to be away from him and the drama that he always accused me of creating. Thanks for reading. Additional information from OP's comments. I'm glad I saw his post because I see how he spun it in his favor to make me look entitled. I honestly think he only brought me there to be a live-in housekeeper and babysitter. He deceived me. He told me that we were going to have a house ready, and then the minute we got into town, he was like, "We're going to be staying with my friend for a few days." It became 3 weeks. He stopped being as affectionate and we stopped having sex. It happened once in 3 weeks when normally it was a few days a week and even twice a day sometimes. Also, instead of doing what we agreed on, even though we knew it would be hard, he was willing to allow our relationship to suffer and deteriorate. He treated his friend more like his partner. It was coming across like he thought she could better provide what he wanted. It made me feel really bad. I told him, if you think another woman can provide what you want better, then go be with her. He denied implying that and said that he wouldn't want to be with her because they're incompatible and because she's a single mom and he doesn't want to deal with the baggage. Well, he certainly had no problem bending over backwards to do her favors and to play daddy to her son, so why would he say that? I thought at first that maybe he was just trying to keep her happy so she'd let us stay, but then I realized that he was ignoring me and spending every second of his free time with her. He lied to me and I can't forgive that. He also called me horrible names and accused me of purposely making his life difficult whenever I called him on his BS. He's free to do whatever he wants now. I have way too much self-respect to put up with that crap. And there you have it. OP1 was apparently full of crap because even though he did try, it wasn't solid. And in the comments, he just confirmed everything that OP2, his ex-fiancée, told us. So OP2, good thing that you learned your lesson and good thing that you got out of there. So here's wishing you all the best in the future. And thank you so much for straightening out the story from OP1. Take care. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out, so here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later, and also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.